Hi, folks. Andrew here, Top Fitness Strategies. I am the face who runs the place. We got another great interview coming up for you here. As you see, every so often I throw in these interviews, which are fantastic, and it helps everything in the health and fitness world, especially if you're over 50 years old, which is what we're all about. Fitness over 50. Feel better, look better, gain some confidence is what we're all about. So the guest I have today is very unique, and I did a little bit of prep time, but I also wanted to make this more authentic. So a lot of the questions are going to be coming off of the cuff. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a great time with this. I am so looking forward to it. So my guest today, his name is Waldemar Franco. Waldemar is moved by his passion for adventure, architecture, personal development. And as an adventurer, Waldemar has led expeditions, excuse me, led expeditions in various parts of the world, including whitewater kayaking, skiing, mountaineering, free diving, and cycling. He has also been a pioneer in adventure travel industry, starting his business in 1993 as an adventure travel guide with a vision of blending amazing adventures with spectacular hospitality and design for his guests. Waldemar is also a father, a writer, and a teacher, having authored the book Find Your Wild Flow, a mythology focused on helping men between 40 and 65 years old find a connection with their strength, mobility, balance, and agility. At 56 years old, Waldemar is in the best physical shape of his life and personally leads total immersion sessions and retreats at his Rodavento hotels. And I'm sure I'm butchering this, and he'll straighten it out when comes on here. Baltimore aims to inspire others to connect with their vision and achieve inner physical strength, and leading to personal growth and transformation. And now you can say he's also a guest on Top Fitness Strategies. Welcome, Waldemar.
Thank you very much, Andrew. I'm
And I
happy
know
to
I'm
be here.
probably butchering your name here. And as you can tell, I am not so much into reading bios flawlessly, as you can tell. My forte is more on the one-on-one conversation with you and everything else. So thanks for being here. And I'm going to get right into it. Right now, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Um, maybe. Okay. Well, okay. Let me ask you this. Who are you? Where do you come from? What's going on with you? And give me a little bit of your background, and then we'll get right into everything. How's that?
Yeah, I love it. Well, my name is Valdemar. I was born in Mexico City in
Mm-hmm.
1968, so I'm 56 right now.
Okay.
Um, when I was young, my I kind of was always involved in outdoor activities.
Mm-hmm.
My dad took me to the ocean often. He loved the ocean, so I started learn how to spearfish and free dive when I was really young. I was playing around at 8, 10 years old, and shooting my little snappers
Mm-hmm.
and learning to cook them. Um, Eventually, I studied architecture. I went to architecture school, and on the side, as a kind of as a side hobby, and became my first business.
Mm-hmm.
I started an adventure travel company. So I started guiding people outdoors at first within Mexico, which was pretty undiscovered regarding adventure travel.
Okay.
Uh, I started whitewater paddling and led many river expeditions to remote areas, and then I started getting into mountaineering as well, and started leading trips around. Eventually, I even led trips to Nepal. Um,
Okay.
but I've always been personally involved in movement and training for a
Mm-hmm.
long time. Although I'm not a professional athlete, I'm an entrepreneur. I work. I have my business. I have a wife of 28 years. I have three. They used to be kids. They're not kids anymore. I'd like to say kids. They're not kids anymore. But
Absolutely. They're getting big now. Absolutely.
yeah, but I have my hands full, and I've always, been trying to design ways to keep fit and strong,
Mm-hmm.
so I can avoid injuries, and I can, keep on doing what I like most. What really moves my heart is playing outside.
Oh,
And
okay.
I know that, after 50, you start wondering if you can still, the mind starts playing with you, and you
Mm-hmm.
start questioning yourself, should I really keep on thinking that I can be fit and strong after this age, or should I just get lazy and enjoy the rest of the ride?
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's so many possibilities to keep on, being strong and healthy and mobile.
That's great. That's great. What? Okay. First question I want to get out of the way because this fascinates the heck out of me, but I don't know how many people outside of, I guess, doing what we do have heard this term. When we talk about adventure travel, what exactly is adventure travel? What does that mean?
Well, it means, um, getting people away from the urban areas,
Okay.
and guiding them through uh, interesting and amazing activities in nature,
Okay.
right? So,
Okay.
mountain biking trips, or whitewater rafting trips, or going to a mountain, that's considered adventure travel.
So it's a lot more than just hiking through a local state park somewhere. It's a lot more to it than that.
Totally. There's
Yeah.
like really specific. Of course, there's hardcore adventure where you really
Mm-hmm.
have to train, or somebody wants to climb a mountain in the Himalayas,
Mm-hmm.
or just a an 1 day outing.
Okay. All right. Okay. That was just on my mind when you said adventure travel. I said, well, let's make sure we people understand exactly what that is. And so it is. I personally never been on an adventure travel excursion before. I've done a little bit of research on it, and then after talking to you, of course, it comes to the forefront of my mind a little bit. So it might be something I'd be interested in doing. We might need to talk here the next couple of months. One of these kind of things.
For
Okay.
sure.
All right. So let's get into the health and fitness aspect for us older guys, that's over 50 guys, one of these things. I find it fascinating when I'm reviewing your information, your background, your philosophies and everything else, that it seems to be your approach to health and fitness is totally unconventional than the norm, so to speak. No, I'm gonna wake up at 6 a.m. and do an hour in the gym, and then or an hour of cardio, or whatever, something of that sort. It's more physical plus holistic mindset. I mean, it just I could be totally off, but it just seems different than what I'm used to seeing or the people I talk to. Am I on the right track there of your philosophy toward this, or am I totally off base?
No, you're right. Totally. Um, I've been kind of trying to understand how to keep on going for so long that I've done the very hard workouts
Mm-hmm.
uh, in the gym, or running or cycling. I used to be strongly involved in cycling, so it's all about hammering, right? It's going
Mm-hmm.
hard, but I feel that eventually you get into, when you start getting older, there's a cycle, right? And the cycle is in your mind. The cycle is, I need to get in shape.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting some pound. You start feeling guilty, so you set yourself a big goal, like running a marathon, right?
Right.
And then you start training for the marathon. You train hard for whatever, 6 months. You run the marathon, and then you're so tired that that you stop for a while, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
say, my Achilles tendon hurts, and I'm just tired, and I don't want to keep on training 3 hours a day, whatever. And then you start feeling guilty again because you stopped, right, for
Right.
some months, and then you set another goal, and you get into this cycle, which is not sustainable for the long run. That's what I feel. What I
Okay.
feel is one of the keys to keep moving. So I train so I can keep moving at 75, 80, right?
Okay. That makes
I can,
sense. Right. Right. Right.
if I want to still do my everyday workout for 25 years or 30 years, um, I need to design a workout that I enjoy every single day, that is
Mm-hmm.
not an uphill battle, that's enjoyable and that nourishes me. And it's joyful, right? It's not
Mm-hmm.
painful. It's not like, oh my God, today I have to do these intervals or
Oh yes,
whatever.
yes.
Yeah. So then when you get into that cycle, you break that cycle and you say, I want to do my movement session today because it just feels good, then it's sustainable for the long run.
Okay. All
So it's a
right.
shift in how you conceive your training or workouts.
That makes sense. And you're transitioning into something I wanted to talk about, but a lot of stuff that you're saying is exactly the same thing I say all the time. And when people say, "Well, what's the best workout I can do?" and I say, "Well, the best workout anybody can do is the workout that they enjoy doing.
Yeah,
Because if you don't enjoy doing it, you're not going to keep doing it. If
totally.
if lifting weights for 3 hours in a gym makes you happy, go for it. If walking around the block makes you happy, go for it. If that's the physical activity you can do and you enjoy doing it and you're going to keep doing it, then do it. Why put yourself in a position where you dislike what you do physically? All right. Now, are you always going to like every workout you ever do? No, of course not. Is it easier to sit in front of the TV and eat bonbons all day and do nothing? Yes, it's easier. But is it good for your body? No, of course not. Which leads to the next step, if you will. You have to make sure your mind is in a position, well, not really make sure your mind, but you have to keep your mind in a position where, you know what, if I'm if I'm doing this today, that means 2 weeks from now I can be able to do that. But if I don't do anything today, I'm not going to be happy in 2 weeks because I won't be able to do whatever that is. And if you want to use an example, you're adventure traveling. If I'm sitting on a couch for the next 6 months and I call you up and say, "Hey, I'm going to join one of your adventure travels next week," I'm screwed.
Yeah.
I'm screwed at that point. So the mindset is is huge with this. You have to, I don't want to say tell yourself, but you have to be in a position where you understand why you're doing it. Am I talking off the cuff here? Am I even in the right ballpark of what I'm trying to say here?
No, I totally agree. I think that like you're saying, if you don't enjoy your 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 workout, you are eventually certainly gonna drop it.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way out. I think self, how do you say it in English? Like discipline.
Okay.
It, sometimes sometimes you feel sick, sometimes you feel sad, sometimes you had a discussion with your spouse or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're only relying on your willpower, it's gonna fade. You need to rely on something that brings you joy. If it doesn't bring you joy, then you're going to drop it. If your workout, like you're saying, makes you happy, then you're gonna keep doing it. I
Mm-hmm.
have this like sentence that I really feel um, communicates what I'm trying to say, is that we we want I want to look at my body as a vehicle for me to enjoy the adventure of my life instead of the obstacle, because we're at the point where your body either becomes the vehicle where you can do whatever you want, play golf, play tennis, whatever, or the obstacle is, I can't play right now because I'm haven't trained, I'm overweight, I'm whatever. And then either either it becomes the vehicle or the obstacle. And there's such a big difference there.
Oh, that is great. I've never heard it phrased like that before. Your body, you're going to have your body, regardless if, I don't want to say because there's certain circumstances out there, but your body's going to be part of you. So, are you going to let it be the obstacle for not doing something or the
Yeah.
vehicle to do something? That's that's such a mind changer right there. I've never thought of it that way. I mean, I tell people all the time, especially when we get a little older and we have grandkids and stuff of that sort. And if you bend over to tie your shoe and you lose breath, and you're out of breath, how are you going to keep up with your grandkids? 10 years or less, you're not going to keep up with them. So don't have your body saying, yeah, well, I'm out of breath because I'm old and fat. Well, do something about it. Do something with your body instead of the obstacle, to have it be the vehicle.
The
That is
vehicle.
beautiful how you phrase that. That is great. Thank you for that. So is that something you came up with or something somebody else told you?
No, that's something I came up with, and I really believe it because it's happened to me so many times that you say, in 6 months I'm going to go hiking in Yosemite with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't prepare for that and your body is not ready, your body is the obstacle. Everything else is there, right? The
Mm-hmm.
will, the everything else is there. The only obstacle is your body,
Okay.
or it can become the vehicle. So I think that when you know the reason why I guess we at this age move and want to train is because you want to feel good. You want to be able to do stuff that you like. You
Yep.
want to be able to keep on playing whatever you like playing, uh, and that's the reason. I think looking good comes as a consequence of doing things right. It's not the other way around. I don't think your goal should be, hey, I want to have a big bicep or a. I think it's the other way around. I think if you're doing everything else right, you will look good.
I like that. I like that. It almost goes with my tagline for Top Fitness Strategies: feel better, look better, gain some confidence. However order you want to put those in, they're interchangeable. And I did that purposely when I first did that, when I first thought about that. But like you said, you're if how do I want to say it this way: at age 50 plus, not every one of us, or not probably majority of people, are not going to be in a position where they want to show off their body on stage somewhere, which is a great goal if that's what you want to have. But once you start doing some sort of workout, some sort of exercise, some sort of movement for your body, you start to feel better with it. You're going to continue doing that. And eventually you're going to wake up one day and you might see a little bit of definition there that, hey, check it out. I got the biceps. But your goal wasn't starting out to get the biceps. Is that
So yes,
something like you're saying? Is you saying the same thing there?
yes.
Okay.
I think the goal has to be a deeper goal,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah.
and when that deeper goal is that goal that moves you, then it's easier.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now I work with people over 50 years old, and a lot of the some two major philosophies that I get are the former high school athletes who are 300 pounds out of shape. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. It's just reality. I mean, you walk around the streets, we see it, but they still feel like that they have the same physical attributes as they did back in high school and college when they were athletes. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. Then the other ones are saying, well, I'm just too old. I can't do anything. Both of them are mindsets that are coming from different philosophies. So when you work with folks, or when you have folks, talk with folks or do stuff with folks, do you get the same kind of, I don't want to call it an excuse, but the mindset say, well, I'm too old. I can't do that anymore. And if you do, how do you overcome it for them?
I do, definitely, and I think you described it well. I think that many people I work with used to be athletes, or at least they used to move and play
Mm-hmm.
sports or
Yep.
whatever, right?
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
they eventually, slowly stopped doing it, and now they're in their head. They're saying, I might have, I should, move more because I'm getting older, and my doctor says I should lose weight or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, right? We all know the story.
Yes. Yes.
Um, I think that the hardest part is getting people to understand, for me, that it's not about willpower, and it's not an uphill battle. It's about creating the right habits. I call them rituals.
Okay.
So this is something that I came up as well, is for me, the word routine, I have to do my workout routine, is kind of has a negative connotation in the sense that it's repetitive, it's always the same. I need to do it regardless of how I feel. It's just my routine, right?
Yeah.
When I change the word routine to the word ritual, then it's a totally different
Interesting.
connotation for me. A ritual is something that nourishes me, that I look forward to, that I enjoy. So I really never say I'm going to do my workout routine. I say I'm going to do my movement ritual each morning, which is totally different. My
Wow.
movement
Yeah.
ritual is it just sounds good, right? I want to do that. My morning routine, you know. So
My
just by
movement
changing those
ritual.
words, people say, "Wow, this is not a like I say, it's not an uphill battle. It's something that I can enjoy. It's a little path that take step by step, but
Yeah.
it's an enjoyable path to
Wow,
change."
that's interesting. Okay, which leads me to my next question here. Excuse me. Okay, you wrote a book or developed something called the Wild Flow Method.
Yeah.
On your website, it's a book, but obviously it's a method. So, can you briefly explain what this is and how it works, or whatever you want to talk about it? But I think it's fascinating from some of the things I'm reading about it here. But what exactly is this Wild Flow Method?
So well flow method is what I came up with as I came up with a methodology for myself. And the reason is that after, the story I told, 7 years ago, I was water skiing and I had I crashed and I tore my meniscus, my left meniscus, totally destroyed it. So, I had surgery. Doctor said, you know, totally shattered meniscus at 50 is not a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be hard for you to run or ski or whatever well again. So that was something that really conflicted with who I was. Right, it was so
Right.
deep that I said it's gonna even change the the yeah the meaning of who I am for myself.
Right.
So I went through the surgery, I did the rehab, it didn't go well. I decided to go on a second surgery that was better, and I did the rehab. So all in all, I did rehab for 2 years. My leg had shrunk to the size of my arm,
Oh.
and I was totally unbalanced. Like, my shoulder started hurting, my heel started hurting because my body was totally unbalanced. And I said, I need to start doing things differently. I need to start nourishing my body again so I can get strong. And I started, I used to do martial arts when I was younger. I started going to martial arts retreats, and then I incorporated some like Pilates yoga movements, and then
Mm-hmm.
I started, listen to endless podcasts and read about how the body processes food and how it works. And I started designing a methodology for myself that made sense so I could, feel better and start getting more mobile. I
Mm-hmm.
think as we get older, we lose mobility. And
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is one of the main reasons why we stop moving, right? Because it just hurts.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And
Okay.
then so I worked on my mobility and I put everything together and started creating a methodology for myself. Eventually, I did a couple of sessions with friends that said, "Hey, man, you're looking good. What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm doing this." And I shared it with them. And one of my friends said, this is something that you should share with the world. You should write a book and just share what you found. And that's how Find Your Wild Flow, which is the name of the book, came to be. Is that I dug deep and I wrote for a year everything I knew, everything I had done for myself, and I
Okay.
put it together for as a methodology for people to understand and yeah and follow the path.
Wow. So if I'm reading this right or seeing this right on your website, the wild flow method incorporates and I'm just going to read what I've seen here: functional power, mobility, grace, joy, stamina, and balance. Is there more to it than that, or is just you wrap everything in a nice little bow, nice little package for yourself, and follow those methodologies, for lack of a better term? Is that basically what it boils down to?
Yeah, I think that those are the six pillars that I
Okay.
believe make sense for creating a strong and mobile and agile body.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when you work on these six different aspects through different approaches, I think you create a body that's full of energy, that's happy, that's strong. Strong in the meaning, strong meaning. What I feel about strength is that you need the strength so that you can move your body the way you want to move it. If you
Makes
if your
sense. Yeah.
strength doesn't let you move your body the way you want to move it, then you need to work on it, right? But if you can
Right.
move to achieve whatever you want, if you can move to achieve a tennis match, and then the strength is enough for what you want, right? You don't need to become a bodybuilder.
Right. Right.
So that then it becomes functional in the sense that it functions for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Functions for your objectives. And the same goes for balance, and grace is something that I feel it's not because it looks beautiful, but it's because when you're performing a movement with grace, like a dancer,
Mm-hmm.
it's you're performing the movement with mindfulness. So you're thinking about what you're doing,
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Yeah.
right? And when you're thinking about what you're doing, you're thinking about the movement, then uh, what happens is that I think you perform the movement better, and it generates more benefits. I
Okay.
totally believe that. Uh, I totally believe that if you are running on a treadmill with your headphones on,
Mm-hmm.
listening to the news in the morning, totally oblivious to what your
What you're doing.
body's
Right.
doing,
Yeah. Yeah.
is less productive than running outside on a park trail that's beautiful in the morning with the sun hitting your face. Same amount of mileage, same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just totally different. In one, you're not there, your mind's not there. The other one, your mind is there.
That makes sense. I say it all the time. I said, for folks, take off the headphones, quit watching the television, go outside. If you go for a walk, go for a run, go for a bike ride, soak in everything around you. And I don't care
Yeah.
if it's in the middle of the country or the middle of the city. Be aware of what's going on. Don't have stuff in your ears listening constantly. Focus on what's going on. And in my philosophy, and it seems like yours is the same way, things will progress at a much more rapid rate for you to get wherever you want to get to in your health and physical life. Are you saying the same thing basically there?
Exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow. That's
and
great.
and I think I mean, I've read. I mean, I'm not a scientist by any means, but I've read many reports in which there is an additional benefit. It's not just it feels better. The
Mm-hmm.
the, the body perceives it better, and it has a better result than just jogging on a treadmill with the headphones on.
Wow, that's great. Vladimir, I only asked for a half hour every time. It's about it. So tell people where they can get the book, the Wild Flow Method, and if there's more to it than a book, or how they can contact you. Tell us about everything about how to contact you and where to get everything.
Yeah, thanks very much. There's so much to talk about that
Oh yes.
it's always seems short, but the book is on Amazon. It's called Find Your Wild Flow by by Waldemar Franco. My name is spelled Waldemar. And then through my website, you can also order the book. It's called the wildflowmethod.com.
Okay. I will link to everything in the description, so don't worry about that. But so is this a hardback book? Is it a ebook or what is it?
So I have the three formats. A paperback, I have the ebook, and the Audible as well.
Oh, okay.
So you can listen to it. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Which
Good for you.
I read myself, and that is hard.
Yeah. So I'm assuming the book is in English, or is it in Spanish?
It's in English.
No,
and
do you
that's
have?
why it's saying it's hard. It's because it's not my native language. So
What do you also have the same book in your native language of Spanish?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. I bet that was easier.
That was easier for sure.
Great. That's awesome. Again, that's wildflowmethod.com. My guest today has been Waldemar Franco. And I'm sure I butchered a lot of the stuff going on in here, but I appreciate your time here. Are there any parting words or words of wisdom you would like to tell the people out there who are listening and or watching this?
Yeah, I'd like to close with another concept that I really feel strongly about, is that learn to listen to your body. You know, I feel that if you feel tired, just mellow out. Nothing good comes out of hammering your body when you're about to get a cold. You get a cold. So what I do is I try to listen to my body. When I feel a little weak, I just mellow out. I still move every single day. No excuses. I always do something. I always go at least for a little walk, even if I'm sick or whatever. But if you're feeling strong and have energy, then go out and hammer it, instead of what we're used to, which is, Monday is a 30-minute run. Tuesday is bench press. Doesn't matter how you're feeling, you do the schedule. I don't believe in that. I believe it's more about understanding where you are, how your body is feeling, and use the energy when it's there.
Wow. That is great. That is great. So, folks, I would highly encourage you to go to wildflowmethod.com, check out the book, check out different things that Vladimir has done. Waldemar has done. I'm sorry. I told you I was going to keep butchering your name. You can always contact me if you need to get in touch with him. Not a problem there. But again, wildflowmethod.com. Waldemar, thank you for being a guest on Top Fitness Strategies. You are welcome back anytime. And I know you're on vacation right now, and you took time out to just get on the call with me today, or on the podcast with me. I appreciate that. So, happy travels. Again, wildflowmethod.com. Have fun, enjoy your life, understand your body, listen to what Waldemar has to say, and we'll go from there.
Okay? Thanks very much, Andrew. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, folks. So this is me, Andrew. I am the face who runs the place, Top Fitness Strategies, with my guest, Waldemar Franco. So until next time, this is me and Waldemar. Ciao.
Bye. Gracias.